Call the cops on me. On a mission to be champs since they let me free. Prepare for combat, my adversaries crumble. Face it, I got a reputation for damage. Busters get ready to rumble. They lock me in a cell, have me trapped in a living hell. Though not guilty, I'm still in jail. Brother, I serve my time like a soldier. Maintain composure. My shadow boxing the fight to the death, busting boulders. Every boxer with a pair of gloves. Best give up love. Here's a man from the makings of a thug. A lethal weapon, mind sharp. And in my heart, there's a wish to shake the world with the flurry of my black fist. Now once a high school dropout, now I'm the $1 million champ. Who's the next to get knocked out? Straight out of Brook.
What's going on, everybody? Another episode of Chief Seats Box Show. Angelo here with my boy JP. JP, what's up, man?
Let's get ready to talk about this shit.
First things first, follow us on Twitter, Cheap Seats Box. iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. You can be the next unofficial sponsor. I have not checked today. So if you have done it, you will be the next unofficial sponsor next week. But please do that. Help us out. Shit. I'm tired of asking. Now I'm mad. Email the show. CheapSeatsBoxing at gmail.com. Questions, comments, anything like that. We always get back to you. Welcome to all the listeners. Every platform, including
Zoom.
All right. So I'm back off vacation. JP, appreciate you taking...
Yeah, fuck that one up.
Don't worry about that. You only missed about 5 fights. You're good, man. You're good. But you know what? It really didn't matter because there really was no fights that was like, this shit's super competitive. We knew that there was a lot of fights, and we knew that most of them were going to be one-sided. Thought the Crawford fight might be a little bit closer. It wasn't. Other than that, I wasn't surprised about anything. Let's start on the HBO side. Terrence Crawford, TKO 10, Felix Diaz. What'd you think, man?
Well, ain't really much to say about the fight. I think he summed it up after the fight. Terrence, why did you fight the whole fight southpaw? Because I could do what I want. This is my ring. Gangster of the year. That's what he came out as a southpaw and beat the shit out of a southpaw. And relatively made it look easy. Once again. Honestly, right now, probably one of the top 5 fighters in the world. Just is what it is.
As you know, that's not how we do our pound for pound, but it's something that JP brought up. I think we're going to get into that. I think we might have time next week. I really do, because we only got the Spence Brook fight to really go back over, and I don't think there's too much the week after that. I'm not sure, but I don't think there is. It's nothing major. I don't think. I could be wrong. I haven't really looked at the schedule like that. But so we'll do the top 5. Who we believe the top 5 fighters in the world are at this moment. And you know, compared to our, it'll be different than our pound for pound list, because pound for pound, we have actual parameters for our pound for pound. For the most part, we do. Let our eyes tell us some things, but we really give more respect to the guys who actually have gone through the weight classes, with the 3 exceptions: light heavyweight, cruiser heavyweight, because there's so much poundage in between that one's hard. So that look out for that. Top 5 fighters right now. Crawford is in that mix. He's in my top 3. I'm still deciding where in the top 3. He is for me. Yeah, but there wasn't much to take from it. I thought this fight would be more competitive. I forget who the other names they were popping off for this fight. It was Diaz, maybe it was Antonio Roscoe and somebody else. I thought this fight was the best, only because Diaz had actually had that good performance against Peterson. He beat Sammy Vasquez. You know, like I said, I'm not always looking for the best matchups. I actually want the best not the best names, the best fighters, people who have earned it fighting each other. That's really what I want. Like when I think I said this going to the Crawford Postol fight. This fight may not be that good, but I don't care, because I want the best fighting the best. And at that point, those were the 2 best 140 fighters. Crawford is he's getting better. He has converted me, because I was always skeptical, and there's still some questions. Yes. Because for whatever reason, those first 4 rounds against Gamboa stick in my head, and the first 5 rounds against Delorme stick in my head. There are things to do against him. Against outmatched fighters, though, there really is nothing you can do. I love the fact that in the post fight, because I was like, I want to see what he says, because he ended up calling out Pacquiao, which was good, and now he's ready to before. Remember last year. Now let's be honest. Last year he wanted Pacquiao absolutely, but not past 140. That was his guys saying that. So now he's ready. I think it was a getting the confidence all the way and getting comfortable at a weight. Okay, I can do this. I really think that was part of it. But I liked on the post-fight interview was because Max is looking at him like, like that's his schoolboy crush. He's looking at him, Terrence, in his long ass drawn out. Terrence, we know that you can switch from southpaw to orthodox and back and forth. But did you, and it's this long 30-second question. And this is the best part, because usually Max likes to get a little bit of answer for him while he's thinking of his next 45-second question. Why did you do it? Because I can. And Max's face like, fuck, I ain't got nothing left. So you're saying no, because I can. Like, that was my favorite part. Max, get your question shorter and have the next one ready. Don't get caught off guard like that. And we'll see what's next for him, man. I mean, what can you say? The guy, I don't know. Has he lost a round in a year and a half? He may not have. He may not. He may not have lost a round since those first 5 against Delorme, which a lot of people said he lost like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 before he knocked his ass out. It was a 4 out of 5 before he got knocked out. So he's definitely on a roll. Definitely one of the, at this point, the 5 best. I would say that's a different. Like I said, different parameters. We'll hit that. How about Juan Manuel Beltran? Against Jonathan Marcelo.
Man, that's a strong fighter, man.
Yeah,
stop acting like just because he went on a run knocking people out and he wasn't really a knockout artist that it's something up his sleeve. That man is strong. You see the back on that dude, man? Yeah. Motherfucker been living with C.T. Fletcher. You see him? Cali Muscle. He been lifting weights, man. He might be in the NFL next week. You never know.
You never know. He got knocked down in the first round. Marcelo caught him with that clean headbutt, knocked him down, and then he caught him with just a short left hook and just knocked Marcelo the fuck out. I tell you this, he becomes the mandatory for the winner of was it Shafikov and Robert Easter Jr.? Yes. I'm gonna say yes. Just go with me. Yeah. And expect Robert Easter to win. And if I'm Robert Easter, I'm like, you better get Beltran and get that goddamn test going strong. I know he currently is in VADA, but guess what? So was Briggs for a fight against, was it Lucas Brown?
Yep.
And he didn't fail that one, but he failed the next one. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of it, because he's already failed the test, and there's so much suspicion. Like I say, he just Juan Manuel Beltran. That's why I'm calling him from now on.
He's a man. Look, he was just doing extra curls. What's that shit that you do? He was doing Tybo.
Doing Tybo. Oh yeah. Well, he's a Billy Blanks looking motherfucker. There wasn't much. I mean, the HBO card was. He had 2 blowouts, man. I guess the knockout was good. Would it be a knockout of the year? Yeah, it probably would if I didn't think the motherfucker was roided out of his mind. Hey,
well, you got to say, look, here's the weird thing. We went through a period where all of these fights went 12 rounds, and they were virtually unimpressive. Roids or no roids. We getting a lot of knockouts.
They're more fun, at least,
right? All right, a lot of knockdowns. It may be a needle or 2 here or there, but, now we turning into them people.
Yeah.
Look, goddammit. I like Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Don't turn this on me now. A home run is a home run. It counts.
Now, Showtime had wall-to-wall action. Shakur Stevenson fought on that night, too. I guess he got the first round knockout against, of course, Tomato Can. So
Campbell's?
No, this was like that
Progresso?
No, that's name brands tomato cans. When these are like, like when you go to the government. Yeah, back where I lived, we had this place called the canned food store, and it was all the off-brand shit, the shit that was dented and stuff like that. That's more of the tomato can that Shakur Stevenson fought. But on the right format, on the app, not on the televised program, which Michael Conlon will be on the televised program, I think, this week on Unimas. I don't need to see every one of his fights. He's not ready for a title shot anytime soon, so I don't need to see it.
Understood.
And Shakur Stevenson's, what, 19?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's at
got
least
a couple years.
He's at least 3 years away from even sniffing a title shot. You look where, and we'll go to the Showtime card. We'll transition that. You look where he is at 19. Look where Gervonta Davis is at 22, and there's a long road in between those two. Gervonta Davis goes across the pond, going to Liam Walsh's backyard, misses weight twice, which really, like, people are like, uh-oh. Made it the third time. Some people were poo-pooing it. It's only 2 ounces. Who cares about 2 ounces? The IBF, motherfucker. That's who cares about the 2 ounces. It's 130 for a reason. It's a title fight. There's no wiggle room. If it wasn't a title fight, they'd have been fine with it. Title fight, they care. I felt bad, too, because I won't even say the show, man, because I'm cool with the show, but they even tweeted, hey, any news on Gervonta Davis? I know he missed the first 2 weights, and he got mad. Motherfucker, I ain't missed no weight. Like, why you get mad? They asking, like,
you missed weight.
Yeah, you missed weight
Twice.
Dude, own it.
I mean,
own it. It's not a big deal.
Like, it's not
you
like
made it. You made it within your time.
Right. It's not like he was 2 pounds, 4 pounds over.
Yeah.
But it is a bit of a concern because it's his first defense, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that part is like, man, maybe you need to do some extra running or something. But because of how little the weight difference was, like, but you gotta, maybe you need to get, maybe the ounces is in the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take some of the ink out and you drop a few ounces.
Do you think maybe, and this is a straight up honest question, hanging with Floyd and doing that whirlwind, basically Floyd promotion for his fight against the other guy, that I'm not really talking about that fight. Do you think that had something to do with it? Like, because it seemed like you saw them on camera talking more than working out. Do you think that may have come into play? Because I don't know if he's having trouble making weight or if it was just a bad camp as far as that goes.
I wouldn't say that because the way that they work out, I think him and Floyd work out at them weird times anyways. But I will say, when you go from America to London, the first thing you think is the fucking food sucks. Mm-hmm. So you might be eating shit you ain't got no business eating because you don't like anything else. So he might have been in that window, but he's like, man, look, I can't eat this shit. We going to McDonald's. And Floyd is one of them people. Shit, we gonna get some burgers? Mm-hmm. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I think it probably been more diet than anything.
Yeah. But anyway, Gervonta Davis goes over there, goes in his backyard, and systematically destroys him in 3 rounds. There's really not much to say other than you had to be totally impressed where Gervonta Davis is at 22. The power is absolutely real. At 130, he's probably too much for everybody to handle except Lomachenko. And that's a big statement at a guy at 22 years old who can actually make that statement. And the reason that the missing of the weight was a little eyebrow raising, like you raise your eyebrows a little bit because, like, hopefully you can continue to make that weight. Like I said, I don't think this is a big deal. I think he'll be fine once he comes back and gets back in a regular training camp here in the States and not having to do traveling and all that shit. But lightweight is no place to fuck around. There's a lot of guys at that weight who, at this point in his career, is definitely, I don't think, ready for. Power-wise, he is, but he just doesn't have enough tools yet. He hasn't. You know what I mean? Like, there's legit, Robert Easter is one. That length and that size.
The one thing I do like about him, he seems to make it happen when the lights are on. Mm-hmm. Whether it's systematic or awkward, he figures out something. So I just like that about him. I thought about it when I was watching him, like, You know, it's some wrinkles that you need to fix, but I could see his progression. Actually, I just like the young aspect of boxing right now. My bad, because you're seeing guys who are young and guys in their prime who are doing what we were talking about the fighters who are young and in their prime should be doing, dominating. Either embarrassing people or getting them the fuck out of there. And he's one of the guys doing it, so I like it. But you're right. You know, him dealing with Easter, that'd be, ooh.
No, I mean, you go through the lightweight division.
Yeah.
Easter, Mikey Garcia.
I can't wait till him and Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer got coming up.
Is at 130.
Yeah.
I think that's a fight that should get made because he can learn a lot about himself in that fight, and he doesn't have to worry about the power, where he can kind of put more focus on learning to deal with a slick boxer. Because when you go up to the next weight class, there are better pure boxers at the top at that level. He could go up to 135 and then fight a guy like Anthony Crawler or Luke Campbell, and those are some fun fights to make. But when you get to the upper tier, not so much.
It's gonna be interesting because if Farmer gets this title, they're probably gonna make that fight happen. And that would be like one of the interesting fights, and it'd be unification. And then you got, then him and Easter. Like it's gonna just be a snowball effect. I think, honestly, the next 6 months to a year, we might see about 4 or 5 unifications in boxing, like 4 or 5 undisputed champions, which would be dope.
Yeah.
But first things first.
No, and we can go back to Crawford. Jump back to him real fast because. Since he's probably not going to get the Thurman fight because he called for the Thurman fight, he's probably not going to get the Manny fight anytime soon. And who else did he call out?
Shit, I forgot that name.
What was it?
Come on.
Was it Danny Garcia or no?
I don't think it was Danny. It was somebody else. Somebody else who had a belt.
Yeah. I don't know. Why I'm blanking.
I take Thurman. I take. Who else won the damn belt?
Oh, maybe it was Brook he called. Maybe Brook Spence would be one of those guys too. Because the winner that's going to have a belt.
No, that didn't come out of his mouth. It might have been Garcia.
Yeah, it might have been Garcia. But anyway, since those fights ain't going to come, I personally, I don't care how the fight looks stylistically. Him and Julius Ndongo fighting for all 4 belts.
That was...
Well, he did, but he called out 3 welters, if I'm not mistaken, and Julius Ndongo. Maybe it was those 3 guys together. But the fact that you could unify 140... do it. I mean, it's going to get broken up after that because those sanctioning bodies ain't about to have that shit.
Yeah.
But just the fact that you've done it and you have that, like we can go back. Pacquiao, no. Floyd, no. They didn't do that shit at any level.
Judah was the last one out of there?
Yeah, Judah was the last
welterweight
unified champion. So that's what I'm saying. It's a feather in your cap. It's something they can't ever take away. Because the thing about it, if he could do that, say at 140 he unifies that, and somehow he goes up to welter and does the same thing and unifies all 4, now you're talking unprecedented stuff, In this day and age, since they've had just at least 3 belts, how many people have unified 2 divisions like that to have all the belts, especially all 4 belts?
And if he did it from 40 to 47, especially from 40 to 47 at this particular time, man, he'd get a lot of respect.
So, and then like you're saying, Davis could have a unification with Farmer, but I mean he's probably not going to get the other title shots. Burchelt, who is the other title holder? Why I'm blanking. But Gervonta Davis definitely one of the
most exciting.
Yeah, under 25, there can't be too many more people under the age of 25 who's more exciting. More fun to watch at this point than Gervonta Davis. I hope he doesn't let the shit go to his head and stick to the, you know what I mean? Because he is a hothead.
Yeah, but
so that's the one thing that's like, don't let it get to you because I love where you're at this point.
Right, but DMV hotheads is different. Well, what I mean by DMV people, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia, they can be hotheads but very focused. Like, he can be upset and you're like, I'm gonna kick your ass. But actually, the mentality of the city is just one like, okay, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. So he's got that in him, you know. So that culture is the type of people that if you anger them, you piss them off to hurt you. You don't really piss them off for them to lose their cool. So you got to be careful with fucking with him. Like really be careful. Like you might want to be joking with him to let him try to lull him down some, because that probably ain't gonna work. But I can't, because think about it. Who else? Winky. Winky knew what he was gonna do when he came in the ring. You knew, even if you angered him, you knew. He was like, look, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna get robbed tonight. Everybody gonna think I won, but I'm gonna do my thing.
Speaking of the DMV, not Department of Motor Vehicles, like you were saying, the rest of the Showtime card was there.
Yeah.
Were Gary Russell Jr., Gary Russell Jr., and Gary Russell Jr. the third were all on that card.
Junior? No.
I was saying Jr. the third. Gary Russell Jr. get a 7th round stoppage over Oscar Escandón. What you take away from that? I mean, will he fight again in 2017?
That's the question.
Because he doesn't have a track record of doing that.
I think the good thing about it is, all of that time off, he can say his hands healed, because it looked like it. The other thing, you can obviously see he's gotten better. And he's ever since that loss, even with the time off, he's gotten better. The other thing, I think he got more aggressive with the beard. Pre-beard wasn't so, what I'm saying? Post-beard, he putting something on these combinations. So if I was you, I'd keep the beard. Don't get it to James Harden level, because you see how he fucked up in that last game. But he looks all right. The aggression is what I like about him.
Do you think that the aggression has something to do with his time off and his feet not being as fast as they once were? Still has the hand speed. He's kind of going to in the likeness of Amir Khan, where the hands are so blazing fast, but the feet just don't seem to be keeping up with them. You know what I mean? Which leaves you to bang more, but also leave you open. But I mean, he's never shown to be like a bad chin. So he's not going to be as vulnerable as Amir Khan is, but he does leave himself open to shots because he's there to be hit. And a lot of times, I think in a way of almost Crawford-like, where his offense is his defense. He's so good offensively that it's hard to get at him. So defensively, he seems much better than he is, only because people have to be wary of the shot coming back at him. I don't know.
I think his feet are on the fence. I think his feet let you know how his hands are doing. If he plants his feet, he feels like he's comfortable punching with him. If he moves his feet, he might be, his hands might be bothering him. Because you notice sometimes he throws fast combinations when he knows he might break something. He's but he doesn't really put nothing on them. Mm-hmm. But when he's trying to get rid of people, he puts something on them. But it looked like now he's comfortable with his hands, which might be a good and bad thing, like you said, because now he's going to be open. So it's going to be interesting, because that's two completely different styles of fighter in the same person. So that's why I say I think his feet on the fence. But we're going to find out when he step it up.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if he's in the ring again in 2017. We're almost halfway done with the year. And he just doesn't have that track record, man. He just doesn't.
I think the knockout helps.
Yeah, it does help.
I think
will he unify against any of the PBC featherweights? He should, if that's the way he wants to go.
That's interesting. I want him to do that. I'll take that road. But, the thing about all these fighters trying to be undisputed is I think the other people holding on to the belts are like, yeah, you're going to see a lot of Adonis Stevenson-ism in the next year. That's the only issue about when people say that. I want to unify.
Do you really?
I'm the true champion. I'm not fighting him, coach. I ain't like, that's going to come out. That's going to happen a lot. I can guarantee it.
And then, of course, the fight that everybody was talking about, Andre Durrell. Jose Uzcategui, who's got a guy who's whatever the fuck you want to call
We
him.
fucked up his name before, too. I just
Yeah. When he fought, like I said, it was a few years ago on HBO. And so he hits Durrell after the bell in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was the seventh round?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. He hits Durrell late. Barely late again. And let's put this in perspective. He didn't punch him. He didn't start a punch after, like, the bell rang, and then he goes, okay, now I'm going to throw in one more. He was literally in the middle of throwing a punch, and it was probably at most a quarter of a second after the bell, and caught him. Nothing terrible, nothing we haven't seen in 1,000 other fights, and Durrell goes down. Referee comes over. Are you okay, Durrell? Yeah. Oh, I'm okay. Referee, are you okay? I'm okay. And he literally tells him, all right, get up. Like, I'm going to give you time, but get up. His corner says, stay down. And then he goes into his acting career.
Ah, Jesus! Oh, sorry.
Looking like the Asian guy on the United flight, right?
Killing it out!
And now he's unconscious. He's on the ground. He gets the disqualification, which I still have a problem with the disqualification because it wasn't. It didn't look to be intentional. That's what I'm saying. When I talk about the timing of it, it didn't look intentional. It didn't look like, say, Roy Jones and Montel Griffin. You see the difference. You see the difference when Montel's literally on his knee and Roy Jones looks to the side like, I guess I'm gonna take one shot. Bam! Did Montel take the fall? Did he take? Yeah, he took the fall. So it wasn't like that. It was, I would call it an incidental foul, which should have gone to the scorecards. And the referee wasn't even really upset about it because if you remember, he hit him, and the referee jumps in, break. Right. And doesn't go over and start yelling at Uzcategui like, hey, I've warned you, this is, it wasn't until Durrell went into the acting bit and falling on the ground.
You didn't like, wait a minute, you didn't like his performance?
No, I thought it lacked heart, authenticity. Definitely lacked authenticity.
Emmy, not Oscar?
He would be lucky to get a Tony.
Okay. Tony. Okay, I got you.
And a Tony with an eye, not even the real Tony. Before all the antics started, what'd you think just seeing it how it went down?
Before the antics, I look at it like this. One, that first knockdown should have counted for him. For Uzcategui, that should have counted. I think at that particular point, the fight was in the balance, and you could probably say Uzcategui would really be winning that fight. I think the ref went by the letter of the law in this one because of the warning, because of the first time. The second time, I'm like, and the way boxing is so murky right now, you pick whatever ref you get, that's the ref you get. To me, he got caught at the end of a combination with a 3-punch combo. I think the bell rung, he hit him with the last one, and his mind was on finish him. But in my opinion, I'm thinking it like, man, look, if you already got in trouble for this shit, be on your P's and Q's, because you don't know how shit goes. So do I think it's intentional? Nah, it was just fucked up, but the acting, I'm gonna give him an Emmy. Because you gotta remember the look up and the look down. That's people used to get mad at LeBron for that shit, but he's still the king of Akron. Okay, so did he do it? Yeah, he did it. I mean, because if they had went to the cards, Do you think he would have won that night?
I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know at this point what the cards were. No, he probably wouldn't have.
That's the thing. Yeah, so you
That's
know
what I'm saying. That's that DC home cooking shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, could he have won at that particular point if they took? I don't know, B. I don't know. I don't know about that.
They're from what? Flint? Is that where they're from? The brothers? They were from Flint.
Darrell, maybe.
Yeah. And I say home cooking by the U.S.
Yeah.
U.S. guy. And
because DC like, look, bro, you know.
You're not a Peterson brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was all messed up. It was all messed up.
All right, then we get to Uncle Leon.
He loves him, man.
And this is now all I saw was because truth be told, I only saw highlights of the fight. And of course, the ending of the fight, because for whatever reason, every site I would go down to watch, I could watch. I watched the Russell Escondón fight. I watched the Davis Walsh fight. But for whatever reason, every site had that fight taken down
because of that.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah, and so I guess 3 minutes had passed. About 3 minutes had already passed. Andre Darrell had already went over to Uzcategui and hugged him and said, hey, it's cool. And here's the thing, he was already disqualified. So again, I don't understand the people who say, no, I understand why he did it. I honestly don't, because at that point, he had already lost the fight. Your guy had already gotten the title. And by you doing that, literally, if they wanted to, they could have said, this fight is now a no contest because we're going to fucking do this shit all over again. And now you done got Andre into some more shit that he don't want. Mm-hmm. But he goes over there, acts like everything is cool, the uncle does, looks away, gives him the old no look. He gave him the old Magic Johnson no look pass. Is that Magic? Magic, they don't no look pass. That's a Magic pass.
I want CP3.
No.
Because he's not that big like Magic.
1980, baby.
Okay.
I was there in 79 in Fresno, where I said all the great things happened. Watching the Lakers play the beginning of the Showtime Lakers
babe.
In 79 and 80. They used to play they used to play 2 games a year in Fresno for preseason, right?
Okay.
And so we got to see,
Hey, don't get off track of this sucker shit now.
But
don't let me get you off track of the sucker shit. Okay.
Bob McAdoo, Kareem, all the good ones there. All right. So anyway, so he goes over there, does the no look pass, hits him with a clean left hook, and honestly, let's be honest, should have dropped him. Let's be honest. The fact that you didn't even even wobble him, at least the trainer against Juan Manuel Lopez fucking buckled his legs. Yeah, the uncle went over there with a clean shot. He wasn't even ready for it. At least Juanma was ready for the shot and still buckled his legs. You gave him a clean left hook and you didn't even buckle him. First of all, you should be struck down for that. Try to get him the second one. The corner hit his hand. He missed it and kind of got him in the throat a little bit. And then missed the third one altogether.
Wow.
And then the melee assumed.
Look, man. Here's the thing. I can understand it, but it's still some sucker shit. I'm like, okay, look, he was watching $1 Million Baby the night before. Yeah. You remember the last scene? That was heartbreaking. So he saw the Arthur Abraham fight happen all over again, and he lost his fucking mind. What he did, oh man, you didn't cheat my nephew.
So that's the whole thing.
I know. Hey, I'm running through the logic, right? Right. He feels cheated. He feels slighted. Plus, he feels like his nephew was getting his ass whipped, but he's not gonna say that part.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, you did this twice, dog. Karma. So I can get an eye for an eye. What I can't get is this part. The wait time. You had enough time to think about it. Like, you know what? Shit, man. We went out here with the W. He won, but he didn't win. Let's just get out of here and go home because it was some bullshit. He's okay, but no, you went over there. You was chilling. You got him. I'm in the ring. Look to the left. Look to the right. Let's see security. Look to the left. Look to the right. What's up, DJ Khaled? I see you in this corner, baby. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to push this bitch. Like, that's some sucker shit. It's unprofessional sucker shit. And
they ran.
Well, he too big to technically run.
He jog walked.
So grandma at this bus stop. But can you see why he did it? Yeah. Is it some bullshit? Yeah. And what you told me after about him, now see
He's still on the run.
yeah. Now he's still on the jog walk.
He's still on the jog.
That's what makes it some real sucker shit. Like, dude, you got kids. This how you gonna go out as a man? First, you gonna do the. So you could go with the I'm emotional shit, right? We'll let you slide only so far, but then you ran, and now you on the run too. Like, wait. Did you just wake up and say, bro, you know what? I fucked up. Yeah, you fucked up. Just handle it. Look, if you gonna sucker punch him, like, which is a bitch move, at least be a man and take the responsibility that what happened. You double down on bitchness by being on the run.
And the time's only adding up now. See, now you might have got off, like a little community service, a little fine, but you've been running. You're gonna go to jail now. You do realize that, right? Because I think the charge is felony assault that they've already got on now.
Because of the run?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You could have been it could have been stupid battery. But no. Now it's like, dude, it's like committing a crime on Facebook. We know who you are. Yeah. Like, you might as well just say, you know what? I fucked up, y'all. Be like Roger. Roger knocked 19 people out in the ring and said, you know what? Hey, man, look, can't get no more soda in jail, no Subway sandwiches, but I'm going to be back. You know, do what Juan Manuel. Hey, man, I'll punch the motherfucker. Well, it is what it is. You know, stand up and you know, be a fucking man about this shit. Say, hey, you know, I did some dumb shit.
See, letter of the law, Floyd should have been disqualified in that fight.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, they pick and choose.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. Like, you know, that's why I said you get whatever referee you get, that's what you get that night.
I think the one thing that came out of this fight besides that was the fact that Andre Darrell is he's done. He's done.
I mean, he like since that Jack fight.
I mean, go back to the DeGale fight. Those first 3-4 rounds, like DeGale is just piecing them apart. You know what I mean? And then goes all James DeGale and goes, okay, I'm good for the next 6 rounds. I'm not doing shit. And then Darrell gets back into the fight, and then DeGale goes, oh shit, I gotta do something these last 3 rounds. Okay, I win these last 3 rounds and I win the fight. Basically, he ain't been the same since the Abraham fight.
Yeah.
Because people remember going into the Super 6, people thought Andre Darrell was going to win that thing. Maybe even Arthur Abraham at that point. Because remember, he was undefeated middleweight coming up at that point. Jermaine Taylor, people had already thought he had already lost anyway to Bernard, and I think he'd already lost to anyway.
Kelly?
He already lost Kelly Pavlik. He was moving up, and Andre Ward was
just in the mix.
Yeah, he was there. He could play spoiler, you know, but it was Darrell, the one that people thought, I think he's gonna take it, man, and he hasn't been the same since.
Kind of weird that, you know, now that you look back at it, saying it like that, you know, Andre really maximized his potential from that situation, because everybody else in that situation.
No, Froch definitely maximized.
Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying, he had.
I guess the 2 finalists got they maximized everything.
Everybody else, not so much.
Because Froch went on actually and had probably a better post Super 6 career
than he did
than Ward has up to this point. I mean, he went and did the Kessler fight again and Butte and the 2 Groves fight, and
it's this upcoming fight that's gonna be the cherry on top. We gonna see. What is that? That's the 10th or the 17th?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them.
Huh.
Sure. Sure.
It's coming up though, folks.
Sure. 17th, I think. Sure.
Well, it's in there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Uncle Leon's his punishment should be when they throw him in a jail cell. Listen, here's what you got. We're gonna give you 6 months in prison, a little community service, or we're gonna let this guy Jose Uzcatequi come into this cell with you for 9 minutes, and he's just whatever happens.
You better strap them damn telephone books on your ribs. Yeah, man, he just got look, man. Just honestly, man, what you did was it was wrong. That's understandable. That's how you feel about your family when you see something happen to your family, but it was wrong. But I think what's more so wrong is if you got kids, don't let your kids see you do some shit like that and then bitch out the way you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like,
if you're gonna make a mistake, at least own up to the mistake.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll get to him. I'll get to the other guy who ain't owning up to his mistake too.
Yeah. So that's my issue,
the Showtime card was what it was. You know, I haven't seen the numbers on the Showtime card, but I was shocked that Crawford hit 1.036 for at the peak million. I think averaged 961,000, which actually it's up for Crawford. That tells me that boxing is on the uptick. That the fact that boxing's had such a good year, that the numbers across the board are going up. You look at the million plus pay-per-view that Canelo Chavez did. Even if they're lying about it, even if they're lying that it broke a million, say it didn't. It's like 975. It's showing a trajectory that boxing is ticking up right now.
That's why I think, that's partially why I had to say last week, you got to actually thank the guy. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, if that didn't happen, irregardless of how people like the fight, if that didn't happen, you have to wonder where the fuck boxing is going. Because it's like, man, nobody's willing to shell out. So right now, what it actually looked like is America is dead man's land. Because between Mexico and the UK, that's where it's all popping. So you got to thank Mexico and you got to thank the UK. The US, we over here bullshit.
Naoya Inoue fought on Sunday. Got a quick knockout win for him. He continues his trajectory, supposedly be coming to America this end of the summer.
Yes.
He's going to be like James Brown. He's going to be like Eddie Murphy. They're going to be coming to America, which is a good thing for us because we could be getting a Chocolatito Inoue fight. Ooh. Or how about just Inoue Quadras to start it off with? Something like, something like that.
You think they're going to have the rematch? They could have a rematch and that fight on the undercard?
I hope so.
That would be dope.
Diego De La Hoya, he started off the weekend, I think on Thursday on ESPN. He had a nice little fight. He had a little test there. He's progressing well. The ESPN, the Golden Boy thing seems to be kind of successful. I don't know what the ratings are, but people are talking about it. And finally, the David Benavidez, Porky Medina brawl for it all.
Yeah.
Dave Benavidez, how old is he? 20?
No, he's about 15.
Yeah, I think he's 14 and a half. Yeah, but there you go. How about him at 20? Look at what he did with a guy who went life and death with James DeGale, who went life and death with Badu Jack. So, I mean, the top guys at 168, and you look like a young guy like Benavidez and what he did in knocking out Porky Medina at 20 years old. Him and Gervonta Davis, maybe the two most exciting fighters under the age of 25.
Really? Truth be told, that might have been the best fight of the weekend.
It probably was the best fight of the weekend.
Truth be told, that was a great ass fight. Because even when he was beating the brakes off of Molina was trying. I got to get him with a good shot. Not doing it, B. You just take this ass whipping with you. But Benavidez, hey man. You got to be like the fight of the week or some shit like that, because that was some good fighting, man.
Yeah,
that was a lot of good heart from both fighters.
And if those are definitely two fighters that you want to watch every single fight on, no matter who they're fighting, no matter what network they're fighting on. They have PBC has found a few young potential stars. Again, I don't know if they're pushing them the right way. I think Floyd is doing his job with Gervonta Davis. I'm not sure the job that's being done with Benavidez, because at 20, I mean, he really is a phenom. When you look at a guy like we were talking about Shakur Stevenson at 19, and you look where Benavidez is at 20, I mean, that's like
2 different levels.
Yeah, that's next level shit. And you look at a guy like Robert Easter, a guy in Robert Easter who his talent and the fact that you have to kind of compare him with a Tommy Hearns because of the length and the size at that weight makes you want to go find where the fuck is Bounce. I got to find out where that channel is because he fights on Bounce a lot. They got 3 nice pieces there. I want to see that. And let's be honest, Robert E should not be fighting on fucking Bounce.
He shouldn't be.
He should not be fighting on fucking Bounce. They need to be doing something better with him than that. He deserves better than that. He should be on Showtime. Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Russell Jr. III, they can go fight on Bounce TV.
I'll get you what, Junior. I got. Look, man, it's so many. It's them and informants, man. There's so many of them. But I think we predicted this though, because we said that these young guns are going to wind up being a takeover.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful part about it is that all these past maybe 18 months of these guys having big names but being fuck ups is really coming to an end because these young guns are actually more exciting. They're finishing fighters. They're dominating people that they don't finish. And so it makes them more exciting to watch. Now, when people start getting on to the name recognition part, that's when it's going to click. Because I think what we're seeing is, even though he doesn't hold a belt, Errol Spence is the king of the young guns. But there are plenty of young guns with belts that people are starting to say, hey, man, such and such, yeah, Tank, yeah, that dude can fight. You know? Like, that's how people going to be. Benavidez, I think I remember him beating the shit out of somebody. Yeah, you did. You know? You're going to start seeing more and more people start gravitating back to boxing. And like I said before, you got to think this last pay-per-view, because once you get the eyes on it and then you come back the next week with something, with a bunch of fights this exciting, with this many knockouts, with this much controversy, with people on the run, like, it, for boxing, it does a great thing. And you did it in the U.S. Basically, it was like an international 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? The international 2-3 weeks. So it's I like it as a fan. Just as a fan, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the king of the young guns, he's fighting this weekend on the only fight that we're going to talk about. Kell Brook, Errol Spence Jr., in Sheffield, England. Thoughts and prayers go to the people of Manchester. That's some fucked up shit, man. I don't know what effect that's going to have on this weekend's fight, because they're not right next to each other, but they're close enough that, you know what I mean? Because, England's not a big place anyway.
Well, see, this is one of those things where you don't know how it affects who. Because something that big, something happening like that, you don't know the fallout, because you don't know who's related to who's friends with who, how this can affect. You already know it's going to affect security. You already know it's going to affect, how can I say this, the energy in the stadium. You know, it's kind of like, not close, but it's kind of like when Tito and Hopkins fought after 9/11. Mm-hmm. The tragedy won, and now you got a backdoor with that. So boxing ain't going to really be on the forefront, but it's going to be something to take the people's minds off of what happened. So it's going to be a lot of pressure in this situation. So it's going to be very interesting.
I hope nobody from our boys at New Age Boxing Podcast and our boy Martin, who was on the show, hopefully nobody that they loved and no family member was hurt in that, because like I said, it's I don't know exactly where they are in England, but it's like anything else. It's like when something like that happens, it's like it's all family. You know, it's like the 9/11 thing. You know, all of a sudden everybody, for once, wasn't worried about. They weren't worried about race and all that shit for a while. You know, it was one of the most peaceful times here. If you think about it, everything was kind of chill. You know what I mean? People stopped thinking about their own shit and came together. I can only imagine when the national anthem's going on over there, when they're singing their national anthem. That place is probably gonna be fucking just going insane.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like it is a middle finger to people like that. Like, fuck you, you ain't stopping me from living my life and enjoying what I'm enjoying.
And plus, it's, people been saying this for years. Like, speaking, like, those type of acts are soft targets.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're dealing with soft targets, you don't necessarily know what are going to happen. And, these concerts, malls, even these boxing events at Wimbledon, those are the type of events that these type of things happen at to get people to talk about them. So that's why I say everybody's going to be on high alert, because it really, in some ways it just highlights, the fragility of life.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, we've all had tragedy in our lives, and our family members, the one thing they would like us to do is mourn properly, and always love and respect their lives, and keep what they've taught and pass it on, but also move on and don't get stuck forever in a day. So, not saying just walk off and just, but I'm just saying, respect them by moving on properly and respectfully.
So, on to the fight. This is a 50-50 fight. This is a fight that when it was first talked about, I lean Kell Brook. I think he may be the best guy at 147. But the eye and the weight, they put that asterisk that we were talking about, the asterisk was a couple shows ago, puts it on it. All things being equal, and if the weight's not a factor, if the eye's not a factor, I say Kell Brook ekes out a victory. But I just don't know if that's going to be the case, man. I think that those things are going to come into play. Spence, young, fast, and powerful. I don't know. It's a close fight. What do you think? Who do you got?
This is a 50-50 fight. Mm-hmm. As far as the weight, I saw Brook today weigh 148.2.
Damn, it's too light almost, ain't it?
So I think he's gonna make it. He looks in great shape. Yeah. He looks in great shape.
It's only Tuesday. It's a little early, man.
It is what it is.
God damn.
But Spence, I would go with Spence, not for the reasons that some people think, because Spence is at that point where he's looked like a young finisher. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, look, he said this. He said, man, look, when it comes to Brook, Triple G couldn't even knock him out. He stopped him, but he couldn't knock him out because he messed with his eyes. So you got to remember, that was the same thing they said about Algeria. So to me, Spence's his issue is probably like, I could really send a message if I knock this motherfucker out. And he seems like that type of fighter that's like, yeah, I'm going all the way over there anyways. I'm going to be the underdog anyways. The cards ain't going to be in my favor anyways. So I might as well try to just knock him out anyway. So I'm going with Spence on that, because that energy is like, dude, I'm not here. I'm here to knock you out. I'm not even here to point you. I'm here to knock you out. And Kell Brook is a tough motherfucker to knock out, though.
Here's the thing. To me, that's a bad thing to do, because it's one thing walking through a Chris Algieri punch.
Right. It's
different.
Yeah.
When Kell Brook can crack.
Yes.
He may not have hurt Triple G, but he definitely made that motherfucker take a step back.
Yeah.
He's got some pop. He has hit Triple G. Now you think about it. He had almost the same effect on him that Daniel Jacobs had on him. And Daniel Jacobs is a hard-hitting fucking middleweight. So if he thinks he's just going to go in there and walk in there and do that shit, I mean, he could be walking into some trouble. Yeah, big time trouble.
I don't think I think Errol Spence has the same mentality of Terrence Crawford. I think that's what it is. I'm not saying this because I think you remember recently, Floyd talked about when he was younger, and he said it gave him confidence. He was sparring with Pernell Whitaker in his prime, and he was holding his own. That's how Errol Spence was feeling. So, in Errol Spence's mind, it's probably like, dude, let me tell you something. I fought better competition than you, so I'm better than you. So that's why I'm like, this dude, because his confidence, like him and Brook, the one thing I love about both of them in general, they're calm, cool individuals because they have supreme confidence because of the shit they've done and the shit that they've been through. So you're dealing with people who come with that air of, look, man, you bring the kitchen sink, I'm gonna kick your ass. It comes off nice, but that's basically what they're saying. Mm-hmm. So it's just a battle of who's gonna actually take it. I think in the fight, you're gonna know who's winning by who switches up first. You know, because that's when you saw Kell Brook even change and start cracking Triple G when he's like, I got to switch this shit up because this ain't gonna work. Mm-hmm. If you see him switch up against Kell, I don't think that's a good, not Kell, but Errol. I don't think it's a good thing because they're both the same weight class now, and the speed is not necessarily the same. I think Brook is still faster than Spence, but I think that changes the mentality. Like when Spence says, "Yeah, I know I got you," I think if Errol switches up, it's going like, what the hell? You ain't never did this. Like what? You nervous? So, man, either way, I can't wait.
And this is a huge jump in class for Spence. Algieri, Bundu, the last fight, they obviously did not capitalize. Remember we were talking about capitalizing off that 6 million viewers? And yeah, thanks a lot, Al. You did not capitalize on that. He hasn't fought since August. That's what, 9 months, almost 10 months ago now?
Damn, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming off the longest layoff. That's where I think if Kell Brook has maybe overtrained and lost the weight in the most effective way, he could come out fast where he could jump on Spence, because if anything, a layoff like this, which is by far his longest in his career, he could start off slow and Kell could get an early lead. And but then the weight factor could come into it, the draining of his weight, and then you could see Errol Spence coming on late. I'm gonna say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be real boring. It's gonna be a controversial draw with both sides saying that they think that they won, and both sides of their fan base thinking that they won and they did enough to win this fight. Personally, for me, at the end of this fight, I'll probably say I think Errol Spence will do enough to have won this fight, 7 rounds to 5. But it is in England, jolly old England. And if you think that they were doing some home cooking now or before, now with this damn terrorist attack, motherfuckers are feeling real patriotic, So don't even be shocked if it's a controversial win for Kell Brook. Because this could change a lot of things, man. It really could. You never know how act like this can really change people's mentalities. I'm gonna go. I think Spence is gonna win this fight, 7-5. But I see some kind of controversial decision with either a draw or a Kell Brook win. But if Kell Brook makes that, like I said, if the weight had no issue, the eye has no issue. Like if Kell Brook takes a couple shots to the eye and nothing happens, Spence is gonna be in love for a long fucking day. That's true. Because he's strong enough, he's fast enough to hit him with shots and hold him if he wants to, and it's gonna be up to Spence to see if he's going to accept that clinch or is he going to fight him off and be in control and being the stronger man in that ring.
Okay, that's fucked up. I'm gonna go Spence by knockout in 8. I think he's gonna attack his eye, and if it doesn't damage it, he's gonna try to at least puff it up. And because of his punch placement, he's gonna go to the body because he can't get rid of Brook like that. And that is where he'll be able to capitalize later in the fight. Because when you see them standing, Spence is taller, but you could tell Brook is just bigger.
Yeah, he's just a thicker dude.
So, I mean, this is going to be interesting. And I think part of the eye thing is going to be the placement because he's taller. I think he has the longer reach. So he's going to, go for that eye, just touch it a little bit, see what's up, and then crack it a couple of times. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where the issue is. So it's going to be fun, man. But I can tell you this: either either way, there's no such thing as an upset in this fight.
No, I don't think so.
Like, even if Brook knocked out Spence in 8, it wouldn't be a surprising thing. The dude ain't Special K for no damn reason. You know?
And it's 50-50 for a reason.
Yeah.
Just one quick note. Oh no, champ. Shannon Briggs fails the test. Like I said, he passed his test when he was getting ready to fight Lucas Brown. Had a lot to say about Lucas Brown. He fails the test, has nothing to say. Man the fuck up. You want to talk shit when somebody else failed? Then you have to own up. You can't have it both ways. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I get that part. He's just hilarious still to me. This motherfucker, he made the video dancing. Here's my thing. If y'all disqualify somebody else, are you saying he failed but he can still fight? Or are you saying he passed but it just wasn't what you thought? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Because in my opinion, I'm like, dude, and isn't this the same belt that Tito Ortiz?
You mean Luis Ortiz?
Yeah, I'm fucking up. It's the same belt that Luis.
No, yeah.
Okay, so this same one with Lucas Brown, right?
Yeah.
So now, what are you saying?
It's.
See what I'm saying? Like, what are you like?
I'm saying it's cursed. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, I'm
the
thinking
belt is cursed.
I'm thinking to myself like, okay, so if he failed the test, so the third time is the third fighter that fails is the charm. Like, what the fuck?
It lets me know that the WBA shouldn't have this fucking regular belt. Here's one question to ponder. Don't even answer. There's one question to ponder. Is Shannon Briggs the white Tyson Fury, or is Tyson Fury the black? Tyson Fury the white? Did I say that right? Is Shannon Briggs the black Tyson Fury, or is Tyson Fury the white Shannon Briggs? One to ponder.
I got it. There can only be one. Let's go, champ.
They like to dance to the rap music a lot. Both of them do. So that's it, man. There it is. Again, you can follow the show on Twitter at Cheap Seats Box, iTunes. Rate, review. You can be the next unofficial sponsor. Help us out, people. Email us, cheapseatsboxing@gmail.com. Questions, comments, anything like that. Help us out, people. Interact. We always do it with you guys. JP?
Man, this is where the fighters fighting the fans commentate.
And we do it just like you from the cheap seats, because we ain't buying no tickets. Goddamn it. Peace.
Again, I'll be the next heavyweight champion. Call me crazy, but no one can fake